Hi, everybody. Welcome. Hi, guys. Welcome to AMC America's Music Channel. Real music. Welcome to our AMC America's Music Channel video reaction. And today we're going to react to Jolene. I don't know how old my audience is. I average age, I think, is about 35. But I don't know if you remember Parton. Dolly Parton, everybody knows who she is. She wrote this song in the 70s and she released it. Maybe she wrote it a little earlier than the 70s because I know people who write songs and sometimes they write them 10 years before they even finish them. Or they started them 10 years before they even finished them. But she wrote this song sometimes around before that time, but she released it in 1974. 1974, my God, do you know, guys? That was, what, like 50 years ago? Jeez, that is a long time ago. Wow, that is a long time ago, 50 years ago. So why are we doing these old songs? Some of the older songs are just the best songs ever. And they have a lot of meaning. The words, the lyrics, we're looking at the lyrics, we're looking at the music, we're looking at a lot of things. And they just have a lot to talk about in these particular songs. We're going to get to some newer songs. We'll get to them. But I just want to get some of these songs out of the way that I kind of really personally like. Anyway, again, this is Cassie or Ghost Girl. Oh, I almost said my real name, huh? Well, whatever. So this is Cassie, and I'm Ghost Girl. And I call myself Ghost Girl because you don't see me. Anyway, welcome to AMC America's Music Video Reaction. And we're going to be reacting again to Jolene. Now, we're not going to react to the one Dolly Parton wrote in 1974, but it's the same lyrics, same everything. They haven't yet, it hasn't been changed, but we're going to be reacting to the one that CYRUS. Miley, everybody knows who she is, or used to be Hannah Montana. She used to be Hannah Montana. She started at 12 years old. And of course, she had a lot of things. She was in the limelight, mostly because paparazzi, they, as usual, they tried to just get money off of her some kind of way by getting her in some type of controversial video or pictures of her, photos of her, and they kind of, like they do it, a lot of them kind of run them kind of either go buck wild, they just dissipate, they just fall off the radar, or like I said, they do something to them. But Hannah Montana or Miley Cyrus had some people in her corner that were very strong people in the music industry and defended her, also schooled her and tried to hold her up and tried to keep her in the game because she is a talented individual. Believe it or not, she's very, very talented singer. Dolly Parton happens to be her godmother. So Dolly Parton kind of like mentored her and tutored her and just, just schooled her about, look, this is a tough business. Hang in there. You're talented. You can make it. You can do it. And also her dad, Billy Ray Cyrus, he was the Achy Breaky Heart song guy. That was in the 80s, I think. Achy Breaky Heart guy. It might have been the 90s. I don't know. I didn't look that up. But mainly because this is about Jolene, the song Jolene, which was written by Dolly Parton, Miley Cyrus's godmother. Okay, so we're going to look at that. This song in itself, I really like this song. I mean, a lot of people, as a matter of fact, I mean, in the 70s, can you imagine? Even in the 70s, Dolly Parton did get a lot of flack about this song. Oh, you're begging this woman, don't take your man. This man really wants to be with you. He'll be with you. You don't have to beg anybody. Well, I look at it this way. He was the love of her life, number one. And number two, she did travel a lot. She was on the road a lot. So it's kind of like maybe she felt guilty because she's traveling a lot. She's leaving him alone. I mean, you just can't do that to a person. They might become interested in other people. They just might become lonely. And they are also preying targets for these people who want to either pick them up because they're married to a famous person like Dolly Parton, and there's a possibility of getting some money out of the deal, or maybe they just thought he was cute. I mean, back in the 70s, he was pretty cute. He's kind of cute now. So you can imagine back in the 70s, he was a cutie. And I did see some pictures of him, and he was really, really, really cute. Now, Miley Cyrus, the goddaughter of Dolly Parton, she never really officially released this song, Jolene, but she did a cover of it. I mean, it was never released. I mean, she's allowed to sing it. That's her godmother. I guess she's glad to help her out. So she never did re-release the song per se. It was a cover, and even when some people re-release songs, they don't necessarily call them covers. They call them re-releases. But this, we couldn't find any releases anywhere on this song. And I was told personally that, not by Dolly or anybody like that, or Miley, but I was told personally that this song was just considered to be officially a cover. And she covered this song in 2012 for the first time. She covered this song. And currently, this song with her cover, Jolene, with Miley Cyrus's cover, and I don't know if it's because of her popularity or just the song itself. She does a pretty good job on this song. This song has 352 million views. That's a lot of views. I mean, if you can corral Miley Cyrus in front of a mic when it's, she's not getting paid, just long enough, you can see that she is a serious singer, and she has a pretty good voice. I mean, she has some good vocal range. Her voice is very unique, and I think that's simply because we've heard her from talking and some singing she did on Hannah Montana. We did hear her voice from the time she was 12 years old all the way up until now at 29 years old. And of course, her voice has changed, and there's a uniqueness to her voice, which I think is kind of like a Stevie Nicks, a Fleetwood Mac type of uniqueness to her voice. I mean, it's not exactly like that, but there's a uniqueness, and it's definitely commercial uniqueness to her voice. It's nothing bad. This song, Jolene, really brings out Miley Cyrus's country twang, and I think that's cute. I mean, but you heard her on any other songs, you wouldn't necessarily hear that country twang like. And I think because this song was written by somebody who is a country singer, and she's emulating, because she could sing it if she didn't have to sing it with a country twang, but because she's emulating Dolly Parton exactly the way she sings it. I mean, I couldn't imagine it singing it any other way. It's just so phenomenal the way Dolly Parton sings this song, and it brings it home with that country twang, because it's like, I don't think a city slicking person with a New York accent or a British accent could get away with it, but that country twang kind of sounds like somebody, some lady with an accent somewhere in a town where there's a two-horse town with a country accent would sing, "Don't take my man." Jolene, 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 I'm begging you, please, don't take my man. That's me singing, "Hey, don't scratch the record, don't turn it off." I'm not going to sing the whole while. And I probably won't sing again to a thing. But I liked it, even though she's very vocally diverse artist. Vocally, she's eclectic. And she's also an eclectic person as far as her look is concerned. But whatever she's done, as far as I'm concerned, she's pulled it off. She's pulled it off. Her voice has changed, like I said, because she grew up in front of us, before our eyes. But for the most part, it's really good. Now, I say the media, like I said, did try to push her off a cliff. She was able to skip that bullet or miss that bullet. So here's a song. I know you've heard me talk long enough, but I wanted to set it up. But there's a lot to set up here, because she's connected to Dolly Parton. She's been a controversial singer and a controversial person. She did start off as Hannah Montana. So there was a lot to set up. But here is the song, Jolene. Like I said, 352 million views for this song and counting. And here it is. I'm Ghost Girl for America's Music Channel, and this is the video America's Music Channel video reactions, and this is the video. Jolene, enjoy it, and we'll come back on a little later.
begging of
Begging
you, please
you.
don't take my man. Jolene, 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 Jolene. Please don't take him even though you can. Your beauty is beyond compare, with flaming locks of auburn hair, with ivory skin and eyes of emerald green. Your smile is like a breath of spring. Your skin is soft like summer rain, and I cannot compete with you, Jolene. And I could easily understand how you could easily take my man, but you don't know what he means to me, Jolene. And he talks about you in his sleep. There's nothing I can do to keep from crying when he calls your name, Jolene.
I mean, she really wrote this song. She was into the song Dolly Parton. He calls her name. So obviously, this song is the first time I really realized this. Obviously, this song means that Dolly Parton's husband actually did have an affair with this woman, Jolene. I mean, she actually had an affair with this woman. He calls his name in your sleep. Then again, maybe he's just so kind of like obsessed with her or infatuated with her and is calling her name in his sleep. That doesn't necessarily mean that something went on. She didn't exactly say he calls your name when we're together making love. She just said, Dolly Parton, when she wrote the song, said he calls your name in his sleep. So I don't know. She didn't describe exactly how he's calling Jolene's name, but he calls Jolene's name in his sleep. That's a biggie.
Jolene, 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 Jolene. Please don't take him even though you can. Jolene, 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 Jolene. Please don't take him even though you can. Had to have this talk with you. My happiness depends on you, whatever you decide to do, Jolene. And you could have your choice, man, but I can never love again, 'cause he's the only one for me, Jolene. Jolene, 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 Jolene.
Now, there's one part where Dolly Parton was in an interview, and Dolly Parton said that this woman, Jolene, when she approached her, she said the woman took her wig off, took Dolly Parton's wig off her head, snatched it off, and beat her with it. Now, I don't know if she was joking about that or not. To me, that says one or two things. Either this woman was in a deep affair with uh, Dolly Parton's husband and was mad with Dolly Parton, and she wanted to fight her because she was jealous and she wanted to be with this man, or she took Dolly Parton's wig off and beat Dolly Parton with it because she's like, how dare you accuse me of such a thing? I don't know. We don't know exactly. Dolly Parton never did really go into details. She didn't want to, I guess, make her husband look too bad. Also, she didn't, people were already talking about the fact that she's begging this other woman, supposedly other woman, maybe other woman, for her husband. So she didn't want to go into too many details about it, exactly what happened. And I don't know. I didn't hear any books or anything from this woman, Jolene. Maybe this woman, Jolene, had a boyfriend already and was just trying to get somebody on the side that had a little money. Or maybe she was married. Maybe Jolene was married. Who knows? You'll be surprised. Some women will fight a woman over their husband and they already have a husband. So we don't know the details exactly what happened with this. Dolly Parton didn't actually spill the beans, but wow, that was something else. And don't take my man. No, that's something. Wow, that was good. It was amazing. I really, really, really did like that video. I really did enjoy it. And you know what? I like the background. I mean, where else could you put that video? I mean, it's just unless you're gonna put a video of a lady taking another lady's man or something. She doesn't know exactly. Dolly Parton, when she wrote this song, she didn't know exactly what happened, how it happened. I'm sure her husband wasn't spilling the beans that much. He wanted to be with his wife. This is something that Dolly Parton did find out about herself, and maybe she investigated, or maybe he did come clean eventually. So there wasn't a lot of detail where Dolly Parton could have actually put together some type of video for this particular song. And then again, there might have been some lawsuits if that person she put in the video to play Jolene looked like the actual Jolene. So I mean, there was so many things about this video, excuse me, this song that could not have happened, did not have happened. We don't know if it did happen or whatever. So, but I like the background for this particular song that Miley Cyrus did, Jolene. It's in a country-like atmosphere. The guys are out on the grass singing and playing. And you know what? I don't know what type of editing they did from a musician's point of view. I don't know what type of editing they actually did, which I'm sure they did do some because the acoustics weren't there, meaning the music didn't have anywhere to bounce off. And so it could have been all over the place. But sometimes a lot of these musicians that are used to playing out at festivals and out in the open, they can really pull it off without any editing. And they know how to reel that music back in and make it sound like they're almost in a studio. So with that being said, they seem like they're prolific on their instruments. This was a really nice video, Jolene. Check it out. We will put that video on the where you can actually hear it. It will be on America's Music channel as a music post. And so we're about out of time for this particular song. Next week, we'll be back 5 o'clock Pacific time, 8 o'clock Eastern time. And so, like I said, I'm Ghost Girl, and see you next Saturday, 5 o'clock Pacific time, 8 o'clock Eastern time, where we will be doing another one of our video reactions. I don't know, guys. We're getting some people saying, they want to see, I want to see what you look like. We see what you sound like, but we want to see what you look like. I don't know about that. Who knows, maybe in the future that'll happen. But for now, I'm Ghost Girl. And of course, I'm Ghost Girl because you don't see me. Thanks for joining us, AMC America's Music Channel Video Reaction. We'll see you next Saturday, 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific time, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Again, remember, if there's something you think I forgot, they usually cover things pretty thoroughly. I'm not saying that you can't tell me anything, but I want you to tell me something. Maybe there's something I forgot. But usually, so far, the songs that I've been reacting to are songs that I know very well, not just musically, but I know the background and what happened with these songs, why these songs were released, when they were released, and who's singing these songs. In the background of people singing these songs, with the exception of the musicians, I don't know them. I do recognize, I think, one of them from a previous video, but I'm not certain if that's this person. Again, I enjoyed really reacting to this video. I really like it. I like the song. I had to kind of like defend the song because even today, it got a lot of flack. Can you imagine in 1974? Well, even today, there's still a lot of people saying, hey, why would you do this? And today's society, it wouldn't exactly go down the way it went down with Dolly Parton. There might be some shooting and cutting, who knows? Or either it's going to be one extreme or another, some shooting and cutting, or they might just leave the guy and say, de la vie. So again, we'll see you guys next week. And remember, if you have anything that you think we should change or maybe we left out, let us know. We want to hear from you. See you next time. And I am Ghost Girl, America's Music Channel Video Reaction. Good day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and God bless.